Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy JDun. I'm super excited to be here. I am so elated because it came. This has been a crazy YouTube journey already. The first day I dropped a purpose video on my YouTube, the first one ever, I got invited onto a live with my mentor, with my guy, Doc Rock. Man, I was able to do my first impressions and unbox my new iPad live with Doc Rock. It was an amazing time. So if you haven't seen it, videos up here will be linked down in the details. Make sure you go take a look at it, like it, and share, because we had a blast. We even got a chance the next day, the following day, to talk about my favorite apps that I believe is a powerhouse and power to be reckoned with on the iPad Pro. Now, let's get into this review. iPad Pro 12.9, the 12.9. Yeah, so I got the 1 terabyte, the Wi-Fi, man. I'm just gonna jump straight into it. I don't want to waste your time. There should be some chapter marks in here. If I have figured that out, here should be chapter marks. But if not, just watch the entire thing. And if you haven't, I don't know why you haven't, but you should be subscribing, right? And liking and hitting bell notifications so that you know when the next video comes up, because I got a lot to say about this iPad. But hey, let's get right into it right now. Number one, I got to tell you guys, the screen is insane. Oh my God, it's lickable. It's lickable. It's delicious. It looks good. It looks amazing. I personally, it's my favorite part of it's the best. I've had every single iPad, listen to me, every single iPad that has ever released, from the first generation iPad, second generation iPad, to all the way up to the Pros, to the Minis. I have a Mini here, all kind of stuff here. I have them all, had them all, and I'm telling you, this is truly the biggest upgrade to the iPad Pros, iPad period, that I've seen. And it begs the question, what are they gonna do with all that power? So one really cool thing is that every iPad product, they never ever stress exactly what the RAM was in the devices. I want to say the first iPad may have had 1 or 2 gig in it. And I think every iPad after that had the same amount of gigs in it. I think maybe the iPad 3rd generation, 4th generation iPad Air may have bumped it up just a little bit. But we're talking about small increments. This is the first time ever in the history of Apple have they ever spoke anything publicly about the RAM. Why is RAM so important? Glad you asked. Because see, RAM is really good for pro applications. I mean, we have an iPad Pro. So to break down what RAM actually does is random access memory. It basically is a place where the computer can store data and information and allow you to do more processing on the device. So the more RAM you have, the faster it can process that data. Hint, hint, we have an iPad Pro now with not only 8 gigabytes, but a configuration that can have 16 gigs. And that's right, I had to get the one with the 16 gigs. That's the 1 terabyte to 2 terabyte 12.9 inch iPad Pro. So if you didn't know and you're looking at the logo, you see down there with the GTD that I love gaming, okay? So I had to test out gaming on this device. Number one, it is silky smooth. Gaming on the iPad Pro 2021 with the M1 processor, I haven't met any application yet, hint, hint, I have not met any application yet that can actually peg it in any capacity and slow it down. I've had the testing with NBA 2K21, and I'm gonna tell you guys, this thing runs smooth. I had to get my DualSense in the game, you know, I had to have this here. You know that with iOS 14.5 and above, you're able to actually have PlayStation 5 controllers as well as Xbox One X controllers working with, well, Series X working with the iPad. So man, I'm really excited about the future of gaming here. Once again, no game yet is capable of actually slowing down the machine, so we're got, you know, a lot of stuff, a lot of power here with this device, which we'll get to at the end of this. For the storage, I'm gonna tell you guys right now, try to spring for as much storage as possible. Now, my previous iPad Pro was the 2020 iPad with the 12Z processor in it, and I actually had the 512 gigabyte. I had not even scratched the surface with it. I think I had, when I was restoring from backup and looking at all my different data, I may have used maybe 100 to 180 of it. Still had about 300 left that I could have used on a device minus the system information that it needs. But I'm talking about a lot of space here. Being able to put a Thunderbolt drive straight into the USB-C, USB 4 Thunderbolt drive. Try to say that 5 times. Thunderbolt port on an iPad. So the whole idea here is that you'll be able to plug in displays, plug in Thunderbolt drives, maybe possibly plug into a camera. I'm looking at you, eCam, maybe. But that may not be the case. We don't know, because this iPad, well, this gets to the end of my review here. This iPad is very, very powerful for what iPadOS has to offer today. Kind of close, man. Listen, I have been an iPad mobile creator for a very, very long time. I used to run a whole podcast, I've run a whole business off of it. I do a lot of my content creation straight from my iPad. There's a lot of areas where I feel like a few more APIs can be added to make the iPadOS experience that much more better, and actually better than the actual computer I use. See, I recently got a Mac Mini because I wanted to start doing streaming. I wanted to start doing more and more graphically intense things like doing YouTube and things like that, because the iPad just couldn't cut it for type of things like live streaming currently, and doing a lot of hard, heavy hitting videography. However, I'm expecting with iOS 15 that that's all going to change. Things like being able to plug in a display into the port and then actually filling up the entire screen and not just a 4x3 box. Being able to plug in a camera possibly, and other APIs that's going to bring more capabilities from the developer side over to iPadOS. So for this review, this is really part 1 of my review, because what I really want to do is wait until iOS 15, iPadOS 15, Apple TV and Apple Watch, all the new updates are revealed on the June 7th WWDC event. I'm excited about it, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait to look into all the cool stuff that's going to be coming to the platform. So this is part 1 of my review. So what you're going to need to do to hear part 2, because I believe part 2 is going to come when iOS 15, iPadOS 15 has been shown off, and I'm able to get the beta, and I can actually show you guys the true capabilities. I'm going on a leap of faith here. Remember, man of faith. I'm going on a leap of faith here, believing that iPadOS 15 will change everything. Hopefully. I guess we'll see on June 7th. Just make sure you're following the page so you can keep up with everything coming with getting things done. I got a few more videos loading up real soon, so make sure you're subscribed, and we're gonna get those to you real soon. It's your boy JDun. I'll see y'all next time on Getting Things Done. Let's go.